Night podcast. Hey, everybody. This is Calm Robin speaking to you on a Thursday night. Hope you guys have had a good week. I'm calm, but I think it's not like attained by being awesome calm. It's more just utter exhaustion. It's like if I kind of feel. First of all, when I opened up my computer today, just now, first time tonight at 10:17 p.m., I have this weird feeling that this computer is about to just totally die on me. I just can tell. And every time I open this program, it doesn't want to open up. And I remember one time when one of my laptops died, and I could not figure out what I did wrong. I thought I was treating it so well and all of this. And I remember the guy at the Apple store goes, you know, computers are a lot like human bodies. You know, sometimes really healthy people just have a heart attack and die. And computers are the same way. It's like, oh God, this is grim on all accounts. But anyway, I feel not like I'm going to die, but I do feel so drained that I notice a certain calm has come over me in the last hour or so. Also, Damien made a killer dinner, and maybe that kind of did me in because it was pasta. So I think I'm just sort of like in a coma of some sort. Right, Frankie? I hope you guys can hear that. She's right next to me. Anyway, you guys, I wanted to say thank you so much for those of you that have gone on cottonbureau.com to buy some of the Me Reading Stuff t-shirts and sweatshirts. We've gotten quite a few sales, which makes me happy because from here until the end of the year, half of those sales are it's all being donated to the Trevor Project. That's the toll-free hotline for LGBTQI plus youth in crisis. So anyway, I've been really excited about that. And we'll just get business corner out of the way here. The lion shirt, my Hotel Stationery lion t-shirt, is now available at inmangallery.com. You guys can find that in the link underneath here. If you're listening to this podcast, you should see links somewhere in the description. I also just want to, and the greeting card people, anybody who ordered a 2021 greeting card, you are in the running to win a drawing of mine. And I will be announcing the winner for that. That's going to be really fun to do. Like to draw from a hat. I've always wanted to do that. I can't remember a time I've really actually drawn a name from a hat or a number from a hat. Feels like bingo or something. But anyway, I'm already really worked up thinking, what if I can't pronounce this person's name? And that really upsets me ahead of time. I'm preliminarily upset. Anyway, so on Christmas Eve, at some point on Instagram Live, I'm going to have all the names in a hat, and we will announce the winner that day. So there you go. And what else? Oh, yeah, I just wanted to state that I think it's April 28th. It's the last weekend in April, and you can find this on Susan Inglett's website. That's my gallery in New York. I have my solo show in New York, and if you guys want to be there for the opening, I'm definitely going to be there. So I just wanted to put that in anybody's calendars if anybody's interested. And I have been working like a maniac on this drawing. I haven't been posting a lot of images of it, but maybe I will at some point. If you guys want to see, let me know. And it will be the largest drawing I've ever made. And it's actually on canvas, and it will be stretched. So for those of you artists out there, you know, or anybody who's an artist who knows my work knows that's very new and odd, and hopefully you'll think exciting. I think it's exciting. It's been nice because I've been working so hard that I've been catching up on a lot of TV and movie situations. So I've been very happy. Today I watched Michael Mann's, what's it called? Manhunter? Yeah. The reason I watched that is because I just finished Thomas Harris's Red Dragon, believe it or not. Did I tell you guys that I was reading that? Oh, hold on. I got to let Frankie out. Right, Frankie? Very quiet meow. Okay, so you guys know I'm kind of on a horror book, horror and thriller book thing right now. And so I thought, well, number one, I am obsessed with the movie Silence of the Lambs. So I thought, why haven't I read it? And also, I need to read Red Dragon because that's the first one in the series. And I'm fascinated by Thomas Harris, the writer, anyway, because he, as far as I know, didn't really do any interviews until 2019. He's just been kind of like not interested in becoming a super famous dude, and how can you not love that? So anyway, Red Dragon I highly recommend. I thought it was a great book. The main serial killer, his name is Francis Dollarhide, and he is intense. The movie Manhunter, the first movie that was ever made of any of these Thomas Harris books, you know, Michael Mann makes very beautiful looking movies. They're very dated. They're very like sexy 80s. It looks like you're watching a video from The Cars every second. It's perfectly framed. Every shot is perfectly framed, and there's always some neon crazy lights. I don't know. It's a great looking film, but I don't know. Do you guys like Manhunter? Overall, I mean, the main actor who played the young, attractive detective, he was horrible. I am so sorry if anybody loves this guy as an actor. I don't even remember his name, but he was really horrible. There are lots of other good people in it, but I'm more excited about watching Red Dragon because that has, I know Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it, Ralph Fiennes is in it, Edward Norton's in it. Who else? Emily Watson. Anyway, and obviously, and also, yeah, Sir Anthony Hopkins. So I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, so that's what's been going on over here, is just a lot of drawing and listening, kind of half watching TV and movies. So it's been really nice. I've been catching up on a lot of old unsolved mysteries that I haven't seen in so long, and that makes me happy. I'm really sick of streaming things, so I'm just buying the things I like. I'm buying them from iTunes. A lot of the old TV shows, you can't find them very easily on DVDs, the ones that ran for so long. So things like Unsolved Mysteries, I'm having a good time just having them. And the reason I'm sick of streaming is, God, does anyone else hate when you open up one of the streaming platforms and they audibly play the preview for whatever happens to be up on the page? Netflix is the worst at it, and now all of them are doing it. Paramount is an app we watch a lot because that's where our soap operas are on, and oh my God, it not only plays them immediately loudly, but it plays like two versions of it playing at once in a round really, really loud, and it won't stop. Even when your show starts, it kind of takes a minute for it to stop. It's just like, I can't take it anymore. Both Damien and I are constantly watching DVDs and VHS tapes too, just because we both are driven crazy by all of that stuff. So anyway, it's nice to be in the old days doing things an old-fashioned way. And even like renting a movie from iTunes or buying stuff from iTunes feels like the old days a little bit at this point, which is crazy but true. Other than that, I'm just trying to get through the next few months, basically. And you might hear it in I'm just not doing great health-wise, but I am hanging in there. So I'm going to be reading. I'm going to go ahead and start reading. I'm going to keep this one short, I hope. It looks like I am, and I'm so tired, but I basically just really wanted to check in and say hi to you guys and be true to my word that I'm going to record this every Thursday. I really was going to wait till tomorrow, but I decided I always love reading from Daily Rituals, Women at Work by Mason Curry. We also read a lot on this podcast from Daily Rituals, How Artists Work, again by Mason Curry. And this one I decided to read. I've been thinking a lot about actors lately, and so I'm going to read about Marlene Dietrich. She was born in 1901 and died in 1992. It's always crazy to me when you hear about any of these well-known people of any kind, really, who you think of as the beginning of the century people, beginning of the 20th century people, like Marlene Dietrich's one, and then you realize 1992. I mean, I could have met her, which is just so crazy to me. Anyway, Marlene Dietrich, here we go. We are in the boredom and suffering category of this book, which is always the one I go to. All right. Dietrich was not difficult. She was a perfectionist, recalled Edith Head, who dressed the German actress for several films beginning in the late 1930s. She had incredible discipline and energy. She could work all day to the point of exhaustion, then catch a second breath and work all night just to get something right. Once we worked 36 hours straight from early Monday to late Tuesday, preparing a costume for her to wear on the set Wednesday night. I was amazed at her stamina and determination. Another costume designer who worked with Dietrich said that she would, quote, come directly from the plane through the prop room and stand motionless for 8 or 9 hours a day in front of mirrors while we made the dresses on her. She was equally a perfectionist about film, makeup, lighting, and editing, the finer points of which she had absorbed through her intense collaboration with the director Josef von Sternberg, who brought her to international stardom with the 1930 film The Blue Angel and 6 subsequent films. Away from the studio, Dietrich hardly relented. She held any form of idleness in contempt. It is a sin to do nothing, she wrote. There is always something useful to be done. Amen, Marlene. Around the house, she regarded cooking and housework as among the greatest occupational therapies and went at them both with gusto. The more plentiful the work, she wrote, the less time to be neurotic. Now, I do agree with a lot of that at the end. By the way, I don't remember ever reading this before. I may have never read it. I was just kind of attracted to thinking about the way actors are. I'm still thinking about what I read to you guys about that Melody Thomas Scott, who is the one of the main stars of Young and the Restless, and how she's played the same character for over 30 years. Or maybe over 40 years. Is that what it is now? And so anyway, ever since I read that book, and I've just been thinking about how insane the lives of actors are. And since I've got Silence of the Lambs in my head, I've been watching a lot of interviews with Anthony Hopkins too, and the way that people inhabit other human beings is just the weirdest thing. To me, acting is one of the weirdest things anybody could ever do. Also, do you guys think if you were like romantically linked with an actor, would you get weirded out if they were making out and having sex on set with somebody else? I mean, in their role, you know? Isn't that weird? Or like, you know how actors always say, yeah, it's really not hot. It's really technical and there's people all over, but you're still like mouth to mouth or whatever it may be with another person that you're not actually with. I mean, it's just, to me, it's so crazy. I kind of can't not think of it whenever I see two actors making out. Yeah, but anyway, back to Marlene Dietrich. Wow, I love her need to do everything. You know, I recently, I think I've told you guys, I have to challenge myself to not make things while I watch a movie or a TV show. Anytime I watch a TV show in the living room away from my studio, I'm always crocheting. And the only time I am not crocheting I crochet in the car when Damien's driving. I crochet every time I'm on an airplane. I just, a lot like Marlene here, I cannot be idle. It drives me crazy. And so if Damien and I have a movie night where we like to go back and forth, he picks a movie and surprises me with it, and then I pick a movie and surprise him with it. That is when I will pay attention fully and not do something else. But it's very hard for me. Very, very, very hard for me. And it really drives me a little bit crazy. So, what I'm saying is I constantly wonder if that means something's wrong with me. I don't feel like I'm trying to suppress anything or hiding any emotions. I just truly like to make things, and I don't like wasting time. I'm way too time obsessed. But what if I just start thinking about it like this is just who I am and it's okay. There's nothing. I have a tendency, and maybe you guys have noticed, to make everything negative about me. No matter what it is, I'll just, I always think I need to fix it. All of my natural tendencies. One of those is staying up late. And I'm trying really hard again to have a sleep schedule. Still not happening, by the way, guys. I know I've brought this up about every podcast for 6.5 years, but it still hasn't happened. And today, I haven't said this out loud, but I'm going to say it out loud to you guys right now. I'm starting to think, is that maybe that's just not in the cards? Just like some people will never be a bikini model. Just not in the cards for me. I know that. Maybe the sleep schedule thing is one of those, and maybe I don't have to aim for everything to be like ideal because, so little is ideal anyway. So anyway, that is just food for thought. Anybody who has any instincts about which way I should go with this, let me know. I'm going to end it here. A little bit shorter tonight. A, I'm losing my voice. B, I'm probably only half alive at this point. So my apologies for if this is a boring one. Do you guys want me to just throw in a poem? I have so many books around me. Let me grab one more poem. All right, I'm going to be reading, you guys remember A.L. Snyder's Night Train, the very short stories book. The great Dutch writer A.L. Snyder's. So I'm going to be reading one little entry called Pleasure. I looked out through the kitchen window over the snowy fields. I saw a hare sitting in the distance. I had human thoughts about the hard ground and the frozen grass. Then suddenly the hare began to run. There was no danger, no dog at the edge of the woods, no buzzard in the sky. Everything was gray and silent. The hare ran in a straight line, faster and faster. He was enjoying himself. He did it out of sheer pleasure. I was sure about that. I like that. I think of that kind of stuff all the time, having animals around. I'll catch Frankie she has toys kind of all over. And suddenly, she's just dead asleep. And then 2 seconds later, she sees this like stuffed banana toy and just attacks it and throws it across the room. It's just awesome. It makes me think, do I do anything like that? Kind of getting on the floor and cuddling with her every, about 55 minutes or so. Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's pure pleasure for me. It makes me that happy, but not so much physical. I don't just run, although I should. I think I told you guys, I read a book by Melody Beattie, and she said one day she woke up and she was making coffee or breakfast, and suddenly she just started to run. She just went out of her house and ran. And she's like, I've never been a runner. I've never done that at all. And then she became a runner just out of nowhere. I wish that would happen to me. All right, you guys, this is it for tonight. I love you all very much. I apologize for how boring and tired I am and how my voice is not hanging in there. I hope you guys are doing well and, feeling rested and ready for any holiday celebrations you have coming up. I appreciate all of your sweet thoughts and words and messages. And I'll talk to you guys next Thursday. What is next Thursday? Is it already Christmas? Maybe next Thursday might even be Christmas Eve. I think it might be. I can't see my calendar because I put something in front of it, so I don't know. All right, you guys, I love you. Have a great rest of your night. We shall find peace. We shall hear angels. We shall see the sky sparkling with diamonds. That's Anton Chekhov. I'm Robin. Good night.